Hello, all you lovely humans in Geelong. In fact, hello to all the humans everywhere, because right now we're at a time when humanity needs to really be showing up. And that leads me, my name's Amanda Gore, by the way, and I'm a physio with a major in psychology and a master's in neurolinguistics, and I've worked in occupational health and private practice and in hospitals, and I've been a speaker for the last 35 years on wellness and stress and joy, which brings me to the content of today: 6 ways to be resilient, 6 steps to becoming more resilient. And the first is, because we haven't got much time, the first is to become conscious. And this is going to be a theme throughout the whole lot. We have to start to wake up and realize that in this massive time of uncertainty, there is one thing over which we have total control. But that's point 2. I'll come back to that. So point 1 is for you to make a conscious choice every day, every morning when you wake up. Make a conscious choice. And that is today, big pen, today I choose joy. Wake up, and that can be your first thought. Not wake up and go, oh, Groundhog Day, or some other terrible thing like that. And the other thing is, throughout your whole day, be very conscious of the mood that you're in. If you're being sucked into the field of fear that's surrounding everybody right now, then that's the moment you say, this moment, I choose joy. This moment, I choose joy. Now, there's an alternative to that. If you get sick of every 5.5 seconds going, today, this moment, I choose joy, mind you, we are rewiring your brain by doing that. So the more you do it, the more you repeat it, the more you override the, I'm choosing fear, I'm choosing terror, we can't do anything, we must disconnect from everybody. The more you wire that, hardwire into that into your brain. If you repeat this every morning, every night, every moment you don't feel joy, you will start to hardwire this concept into your brains. And if you get sick of saying, today I choose joy, to this moment I choose joy, then insert gratitude where joy is. Because gratitude, it's supposed to be a brand new pen. Gratitude, I-T-U-D-E, I'm going fast so it's hard to spell. Gratitude is critical. It's the master reframer. The more you can find gratitude, the more consciously you search for gratitude, the more resilient you will be. So both of these are the foundational step to you consciously choosing to be more resilient and to find your joy. Now, the second one I've already touched on, but I can't use those pens. I have to use these pens. The second step to being more resilient, in how to be more resilient, is to recognize that we are 95 to 99% of the time unconscious of what we're thinking. And at this moment of horrible uncertainty everywhere. So that's number 1, like that. So number 2 is to remember there is one thing you always have total control over. Always. You have control over your, it's a T word, T-I-N-G. I'll help you because I didn't give you many letters in this one. It's your T-H-K-I-N-G. It's your thinking. In this time of uncertainty, what we're doing is unconsciously, repeatedly telling ourselves a story that, I don't know what's going to happen, we're all going to die, everybody's going to die, we can't see anybody, we're all disconnected, everything is happening. Oh, well, I had no job, nothing's happening, we're isolated. All these horrible things are going on. And the truth is that there is that uncertainty out there because we don't know. And many people aren't showing up to decide what we want to do. But that is the one thing you always have total control over. You decide how you think. You control how you think. You control the types of people you surround yourself with. In essence, you control your life. But the problem is, most people are into blaming and excuses, and they'll find 573 reasons for my life sucks. Well, how come under the exact same circumstances, there are some people whose life is great and some whose life sucks, even though they've got the same conditions around them? And it's called mindset. It's called a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. So remember, whenever you feel uncertain or fearful, remember you have total control over the story you are telling yourself in that moment. So it's control your thinking, control your story, because all your stories come from your thinking, obviously. Now, the third thing is to be present. The more present you are, present. If you're very visual, this is going to drive you nuts because I'm going fast, so I can't be very tidy. Be present, P-R-E-S-E-N-T. Be present. And you know, I'm no authority on being present. I'm 66 and I only discovered maybe like a year ago that I had pretty much never been present a moment in my life because I was a really quick thinker and I was distracted by bright shiny things constantly, and I was so excited about life, but I was never really present. So the secret to being present is to be right here, right now, in every moment. The second you start to think about the past, the moment you start to think about the future, you lose the present. And I know you've all heard this, and everybody goes, yeah, that's really important. But the truth is, it really, really, really is important. And the only way, my mentor, David Martin, have a look at David Martin World on YouTube. He has said to me, give me a help, like how can I be more present? And he said, every time I catch myself thinking about the past, thinking about the future, thinking about something that is other than good, to say to myself, not now, not now. And then to look at nature and to look around me and feel what's going on. Feel what's going on inside me. Feel the ground beneath my feet. Feel the chair on my bottom. Feel my clothing on my skin. All of that helps us be present. Because when we are right here, right now, in this present moment, then all those intangible things like fear and uncertainty and desperation and loneliness, all of those negative emotions aren't with us. Or if we do feel them in this present moment, if we stay with them and sit with them and try to allow them to flow through our bodies, then they can resolve in some way. Or at least you can identify them, because 3/4 of the planet, including me, are walking around or used to walk around unable to feel. And that's not living. That's not resilience. Resilience is being able to feel and bounce back from that feeling. So every time you feel overwhelmed or you just can't cope anymore, stop. Become very present. Become conscious of the story you're telling yourself. And here's the third secret. Fourth secret. Go into nature. Go outside, get in the sun. The sun doesn't just give us vitamin D, it lights us up internally. It feeds us, it nourishes us. We need the sun. We're going to die without the sun. So get outside and feel the warmth of the sun on your skin. Even if it's boiling hot, just get out in the sun for a little while. We need it. And then take your shoes off and earth yourself. Go out, excuse me, swallowed a midgie, onto the grass. If you can find grass, go onto the grass and be barefooted. If there's soil, stand in the soil. I don't know, rocks, anything that's nature. Put your bare feet on it and start to earth yourself. And hug a tree if you have to. Sorry, it's live. And I'm saying hug a tree. I actually do hug trees every so often. I won't make it obvious so I look like a complete dork, but you know what? Lean against a tree or sideways against a tree, but get outside, will you? And allow nature to nourish you. Excuse me. If you're near the beach, sorry, I've got to have some water. I thought I could get past it, but I can't. If you're by the beach, didn't mean to spit on you, go to the beach, swim, even if it's cold. I swim most days in winter. Every time I go to the beach, if I'm feeling overwhelmed or distressed or concerned, because I lost my job too. Overnight, my income dried up. So it hasn't been any easy journey for me, but I have used these principles, and that's how I came up with them. It's kind of like I've been trying to think, how can I help people be more resilient? And I had to look at myself, because that's where you get your experience from. And I've been through a roller coaster of emotions this whole COVID time. And I'm finding ways now where I can adapt and I can regain my resilience and regain my joy. And these are the secrets that I am using as well. And I've only just created them. So, normally I don't need notes, but I created these for you, humans in Geelong and other humans everywhere else, because we're all humans, this morning. So I got to number 4, but I just have to look at the others. Oh, yeah. The number 5 is to stay connected. And this is heart to heart and human to human. I mean, the difference between humans and other species is that we have to be connected to other humans. And that's one of the hardest things that COVID has brought up. And this is an opportunity for our humanity to emerge. Our humanity comes from the compassion that we have for others, from the connection that we have, from the empathy that we have. Please do not turn into somebody that becomes a spy on others and tells tales on others. Tap into your humanity. Tap into your compassion. It's a unique quality that is in humans, and many pet lovers will say, yes, of course their pets have compassion, and I'm sure they do. But it's a special quality in humans, and we are losing it. Many of us are losing that extraordinary kindness and love that we have. Reconnect today with yourself, with your own heart, with your feelings, and reconnect with the people that you love. And you know what? Reconnect with strangers. And don't run around full of fear going, that's unsafe. Do it in a safe way. But stop isolating yourself. Humans will die when they're lonely. We can't do it. We need connection. We need that support of people around us. And if Zoom's the only way you can do it, Zoom. If a phone call's the only way you can do it, do a phone call. Shout at your neighbour over the fence if that's the only way you can connect with others. Have a conversation. One have a wine or a cocktail on one side, one on the other, and go, well, how are things today? Communicate. Connect. Make sure your heart is touching someone else's heart and theirs is touching yours. So, we're up to number 6. This is my fave. This one I don't have to look up because we covered all the rest. How good's that? Now, it is this kind of sums it up, but it's its own little thing in its own way. So, here's number 6, and it's a series of steps. First of all, we have to wake up. And I mentioned that before. And remember, if we go back here for a second to gratitude, we're going to tie back into it in a minute, so I just want to connect the two. Now, first of all, wake up. Remember, 95 to 99% of the time, we are literally unconscious of what we're thinking. And we're unconscious of the way we're behaving because the behaviours come from the thoughts. And if we don't know what we're thinking, we just have reflex behaviours. And so, wake up, everybody. If you're watching this with someone in your family or a renegade visitor, grab them by the shoulders and shake them like this and say, wake up, wake up. We are humans. We have amazing potential. We have the capacity to choose consciously what we want every day. We have the capacity to control our thinking and the stories we tell ourselves. We have the capacity and we can practice being present in every moment and appreciating the goodness in every moment. Because there is goodness in every moment. There's always goodness if we look for it. Even in amongst a lot of badness, there's always goodness. We can go into nature anytime we like, particularly in Australia, but we can go into nature. May not be able to do it right this second, but we can choose to do it. Even if we live in apartment blocks, there are little clumps of grass somewhere, or grow a house plant and put it on a balcony in the sun and stand next to it and talk to it and touch it. At least that's a bit of nature. We've all got some way where we can control our environment to a large degree, and we can certainly control our inner environment to a huge degree, like mostly all. So, stay connected, that's our choice. How much effort do you put into staying connected? Because the next part is we got to wake up, and then we have to grow up. We have to take responsibility for ourselves, because we can do all of these things to keep ourselves resilient. We can do it. We have to choose to do it. We have to grow up and take responsibility for our own condition, for the state that we're in, for the state of our environment, for the state of our relationships. You can blame, you can make excuses, you can be a victim. That's your choice. But it's not going to be a joy-filled life. So grow up and recognize that we make the choices. We make the choices. And those choices and those stories we tell ourselves create the life that we have. So what kind of life do you want? Grow up, take responsibility for yourself, and start taking action. And then that takes us to the third part, which is to show up. Show up as a grown-up and take action. Do these things. Show up. Bring your best to work. Bring your best to the relationship. Bring your best to parenting. Even if you feel like crap, make the effort to step up and be your best self, because then you feel better about yourself. And inevitably, once we show up, we are going to mess up. I could have used another word there, but I'm being very diplomatic. We mess up. We're humans. We're going to mess up. But we have a choice. We can either mess up and go, you idiot, you moron, you're a failure. Or you can go, whoa, there's another learning. I just found another way how not to do this. Or I learned something else about myself. And I incorporate that into the next thing that I do in my life. So that's called growth and development, messing up. And then, once we messed up, we pick up. This is resilience. Let's pick up. We pick ourselves up, because if we choose to do all of these things, it's easier to pick ourselves up. It's never easy to pick yourself up. You don't go, I'd like to fall down again so I can go through the struggle of picking up. I've just been through the hardest 3 months of my life. And 2 months, 2.5. And seriously, the hardest. I've had lots of things happen to me in my life. I'm old. But this was the hardest. And yet, the bounce back has been more valuable than any other one in my life. And resilience is about how you bounce back. And it's our choice all the time. So we pick ourselves up, and then we show up again. And then we mess up. And then we pick ourselves up, and then we show up, and then we pick ourselves up, and then we mess up, and so on the cycle goes. And the codicil around the whole cycle is that this is life. And if we do it in a constant field of love and gratitude, and here's the kicker, kindness. Now, kindness is to yourself as well. So I'm not saying go and be a martyr and devoid yourself of everything, but choose kindness. Well, you have an option, which is like every nanosecond. Choose kindness. And no, I haven't mastered the art yet. I'm working on judging less and being kind more. But one thing that I have been able to master much more effectively is being grateful. Today, I choose gratitude. And in every moment, I try to remind myself to choose gratitude and joy and kindness. And if I do the things that we just outlined, which don't take very long, you will find that your resilience goes through the roof. And so does your joy. And joy reduces burnout 125%. It increases sales 37% and makes you 31% more productive and triples your creativity. So joy is a really great goal right now in this morass of uncertainty and fear. Do not let the fear get you. Instead, wake up, grow up, do your research, consciously choose joy, control the stories you're telling yourselves. Stop with the I'm helpless, I'm hopeless, there's nothing I can do. There are always things that you can do externally, but always internally, because you control your internal environment. You do. That's the grow up. And then be present in every moment that you can. Go out into nature, go barefoot, ground yourself. Find something that has something to do with nature and hug it. I actually would love to start #HugAHuman, but we're not allowed to do it. But if you can, if you've got a safe human you can hug, if you've got somebody who, is a human, hug them. Shh, I didn't say that. And connect heart to heart, connect to your own heart, and then go through the formula. So there you are, humans in Geelong. Oh, and if you want some more information, if you go to amandagore.com/secret, I'll make a little poster of this. Because I only thought of it, kind of in sequence this morning. I'll make you a little poster, and there's a whole lot of stuff on that secret page that you can just download and use as much as you like. Share with your community, share with your company. Just use it if it's valuable. And also my YouTube channel is Amanda Gore TV, and there's a lot of stuff like this on there that you can. I'm being attacked by midgies. That's why I'm scratching. There's not something wrong with me. Midgies. So Amanda Gore TV, you'll get lots of valuable resources there. So have a wonderful life, really, because I may not ever see you again or speak to you again. And I hope that this is valuable and that you wake up, grow up, show up, mess up, pick up, show up, etc. All with kindness and love and gratitude. Bye-bye. Oh, now I have to turn you off. Hold on. I put my remote turn off thing. Don't you just love digital technology? Bye. It didn't go off.